Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, the University of Mississippi celebrated Mississippi Day here on campus. Hear from parents and potential students on their experience coming up.
Plus, we'll give you some tips on how to fight your junk food cravings. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Sky Sanders.
And I'm Logan Green. A body was found outside an abandoned home in Columbus this morning. Public information officer for the Columbus Police Department, Brian Moore, stated the body was reported around 10 a.m. According to Columbus Police, Captain Terrence Ware, the victim, was a black woman, and her name has not been released. This incident is currently under investigation. A Carroll County man was arrested for attacking law enforcement officers at the Morgan Wallen concert this past weekend. Hunter Flanagan was placed under arrest for assaulting another concert goer. He resisted arrest and began kicking and spitting on two officers. Flanagan is being charged with multiple misdemeanors and 2 counts of civil assault on a police officer. His bond is set at $100,000.
Mississippi Day is an annual event hosted here on the university's campus. Current and potential students, plus other members of the community, walk around campus to learn about its different programs and other things that makes this state special. NewsWatch reporter Leslie Lackman attended the event and spoke with students and parents about their experience.
Day brings together all 10 of the Oxford College campuses and school, 75 departments for fun and family-friendly activities for everyone. With hands-on activities, free performances, exhibits and tours, and demonstrations, Mississippi Day will engage and inform you on the people of Mississippi and the contributions the university has made. The university was full of families and prospective students checking out all Mississippi has to offer. Here's what a mother and daughter had to say about the day.
I came to Ole Miss for junior preview day, so we're just doing a nice little walk around, hopefully major in nursing, so we're going to go over to that booth right now. It's been pretty good so far.
We're from Northern California, Sacramento, so we came a long way to check out Ole Miss, and her best friend's sister goes here. We love it so far. It's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Whether it be rock climbing in front of the Union or getting some food from a booth, there was much representation of what Mississippi had to offer. Having such a large event to celebrate the university and the state around it, the streets were full and people looked content with so much to do. The event was definitely a success. NewsWatch, Leslie Lackman reporting.
The Powerhouse will host its silent auction scholarship fundraiser. The event is aimed to raise funds for the recently created Tommy D. Cadell Scholarship at the University of Mississippi School of Law. A raffle offering a $10,000 grand prize will be the highlight of the night. Drawdown tickets are $125 with an optional insurance of $25. General admission tickets are available for $50. The auction will take place Friday, May 3rd from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And Cedar Oaks Guild is hosting a free May Fest on the lawn of Cedar Oaks. The event will feature a 10-inch maypole, live music, crafts and games, and refreshments. There will also be a cash fair store with handcrafted items. If it rains, it will be held inside the house with a smaller maypole. The event is Sunday, May 5th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
One thing that people struggle with during the health journey is junk food cravings. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither gives you tips on how to fight those cravings.
If you're craving something sweet or salty instead of something fresh and healthy, you're not alone.
Our emotions do impact how we eat. That's why they're called comfort foods. Stress, anxiety, sadness, anger, even boredom can trigger these harmful eating habits like overeating, poor food choices.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says when we have intense feelings like stress, our bodies make hormones that make us want to seek out comfort food. But he says there are ways to control those cravings.
Find an outlet for your stress. Exercise, nature walks, meditation, time with family and friends.
Gupta says you can also take a tea break. Sipping tea can also help emotional cravings, or try eating what he calls busy snacks.
That means foods that keep your hands moving, popcorn, vegetables, and a healthy dip.
Gupta says to pre-portion favorite snacks to avoid overeating them. Keep tempting snacks out of reach or don't buy them at all. And if all else fails, talk to a doctor.
No shame in seeking help. If what you're doing isn't working, talk to a professional about your emotions and how they might be impacting your dietary choices.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
You know, that is so funny. I was just talking to my little brother Asher about how I need to eat better. He's 12 and healthier than me.
Yes, I definitely need to get better about my eating habits, but I can't get enough of Chick-fil-A.
Well, we're college students, we're at the age where we can afford to, satisfy those cravings for a midnight, Chick-fil-A run.
Definitely.
Well, speaking of cravings, I've been craving some sun after all the rain last week.
Well, we finally got it this week, so Seth, can you tell us more about this sunny weather?
Well, if you take a look at our current conditions here in Oxford, as you can see, we are looking at a current temperature of 75 degrees with some sunny skies and some light wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. I'll have more for you on weather after the break. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Seth. And coming up, we'll have information on pro-Palestine protests happening on multiple college campuses. And TikTok is threatening to sue the U.S. if the bill passes to ban the popular social media app. Stay tuned to hear the details. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Trash, Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
Patch potholes.
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept the gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
After the shooting, we're gonna feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. The Biden administration is preparing a new Ukraine aid package that is expected to be about $1 billion. Multiple sources familiar with the package say that President Joe Biden is set to approve it after the Senate passes a new foreign and funding bill. Officials said the U.S. may send long-range missile systems to Ukraine for the first time. The package would include air defense, artillery, ammunition, vehicles, and demolishing weaponry.
Following the arrest of pro-Palestine group members at Columbia University, protests are breaking out at other colleges. Pro-Palestine camps have been set up at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, Tufts University, and Emerson College. The students protesting at MIT are aiming for the university to stop holding research ties with the Israel military. Students at Emerson College want the university to support Palestine freedom. Emerson College administration said they support the students' right to express their belief, while MIT has made no comment. And speaking of, the pro-Palestine protesters at Columbia University have been camping out for 7 days now. Reporter Gloria Pazmino gives us insight on campus conditions.
As pro-Palestinian protesters camp out on the Columbia University campus for a 7th day.
This is not a welcoming environment. I think it's a very difficult time for a lot of Jewish students.
This is an actual crisis and an imminent threat.
Tensions are boiling over.
Go back to Poland? Who says that? Go back to Poland!
And rippling to other universities across the country, including MIT, NYU, Yale, and Cal Poly. A rabbi linked to Columbia University urged Jewish students to stay home, saying recent events at the university have, quote, made it clear that Columbia University's public safety and the NYPD cannot guarantee Jewish students' safety. Late Monday night, the university announcing in-person classes are canceled until the end of the semester. At least one protester says it's not just the Jewish students who are being harassed.
I'm Jewish, but there has not been a lot of focus on, Palestinian students who have been, feeling anti-Islamic sentiment.
President Joe Biden condemning all hate on both sides.
I condemn the anti-Semitic protest. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
In New York, I'm Gloria Paspino reporting.
Single-use water bottles are now banned in South Lake Tahoe, Utah. The bill took effect yesterday. The city passed an ordinance in 2022 that bans single-use water bottles at city facilities and events. But now a citywide ban means plastic water bottles cannot be sold anywhere. Officials and members of the community are encouraging residents and tourists to use refillable water bottles.
South Lake Tahoe for passing the plastic water bottle ban on April 22nd. This is a reminder that we should choose reusables. It's the Tahoe way to leave places better than we find it, to not leave litter in the environment.
Experts say a single-use plastic is one of the biggest sources of pollution in Lake Tahoe. Single-use water bottles can still be used during emergencies and at places like healthcare facilities. A protest group at Google offices discovered the company has a contract with the Israeli government. The group No Tech for Apartheid says the Google has fired an additional 20 people on top of the 30 they had already fired for disruptive activity. Google denied sharing the exact number of firings, but claimed there were more than the original 30. The protesters hope that Google will terminate the cloud computing contract.
Tinder is now prioritizing date safety. The app announced a new feature called Share My Date that will allow users to share their date details to friends and family. It will include the date, time, and location, as well as a photo of the match. People will be able to edit the details up until the date in case of any last-minute changes. Tinder says this feature will be available to the U.S. in coming months. And the Senate is hearing a bill that will ban TikTok, and the chamber is on track to approve it. The president says he plans to sign off quickly, and TikTok is gearing up for a fight. Amy Kiley reports.
TikTok is ready to fight.
A TikTok executive is vowing legal action if the U.S. bans the social media platform as expected. A bill before the Senate today would give its Chinese parent company ByteDance 270 days to sell the app. Otherwise, it would keep TikTok out of U.S. app stores.
The legislators, the congressmen, the senators, and the president of the United States are all in agreement that we don't want China to own it.
The Senate is expected to pass the legislation as early as tomorrow. It's already through the House, and President Joe Biden says he wants to sign it quickly. That's because the bill also includes aid for Israel and Taiwan and support Ukraine desperately needs.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Congress. Thank you, America.
Legal experts say TikTok could argue in court that a ban would hurt free speech. They say an intent to protect national security might not matter if the outcome affects First Amendment rights.
If you live inside the bubble of TikTok, you're just like, it's all, this is what we love, this is what we do.
The legislation comes to the Senate as Secretary of State Antony Blinken begins a trip to China. A spokesperson says the timing is a coincidence, but
it is important that the United States and China manage differences between the two countries to ensure that competition does not veer into conflict.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Now let's check in with weather anchor Seth Parento for another weather update.
Thank you, Sky. It's nice to be back fully in frame. If we take a look at this evening, we are looking at temperatures at a low of only 63 degrees, with that breeze staying consistent around 5 to 10 miles per hour. But actually, ignore that. That's not scattered thunderstorms. It's actually going to be clear skies as we head into this evening. So I'll be back with your full extended weather forecast after the break. NewsWatch Ole Miss. We'll be right back.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough? You're such a glow-off.
Well,
And lights.
Come alive with the forest.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The tree's roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss with Stormwatch. I'm Seth Brento. Well, if you take a look at our current conditions here in Oxford, you see we are looking at a nice 75 degrees with a decent breeze around 10 to 15 miles per hour and sunny skies. And if we take a look at the rest of northern Mississippi, you'll see temperatures consistent in the low to mid 70s, with Tupelo having the regional high of 76 degrees. And if we take a look at this evening, as I said, not scattered thunderstorms. It's going to be clear tonight, actually, as we head into this evening with a low of 63 and that breeze staying consistent around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And actually take advantage of the potential clear skies, as we're supposed to have what is known as a pink moon tonight. So if you can, get outside and enjoy that beautiful, beautiful moon. And as we head into tomorrow, we are looking at a high of 78 degrees, with those winds again staying consistent around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but with just a little bit of clouds rolling in as we head into tomorrow. And if we take a look at the rest of northern Mississippi, we are looking at highs tomorrow in the upper 70s, with Tupelo once again having the regional high of 79 degrees. And for your 5-day forecast, as you can see, temperatures will be warming up actually as we head into the weekend. We might have some potential rain heading our way on Thursday, but that'll clear out for a beautiful weekend.
I am so glad it's going to be warm for Double Decker.
Me too. I'm so excited to be outside, on the square, doing all the fun stuff.
Yeah, after the cool and rainy Morgan Wallen concert, I think Mother Nature owes us for a clear double decker.
She definitely owes us.
Right, but enough about weather. Campbell, what's going on in the world of sports?
Well, Seth, coming up, the baseball team got a good win on the annual Kids Day. And the NBA playoffs are continuing. Check back in after the break to see who has been getting some wins, including some buzzer beaters. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back. I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. The annual Kids Day was today at Swayze Field, and the Ole Miss Rebels secured a win and took care of business in a midweek matchup against the North Alabama Lions. Rebs broke through in the bottom of the third with 5 runs, 2 of those being singles by Jackson Ross and Will Furness, followed by a 3-run home run by Luke Hill. This midweek matchup gave Ole Miss some confidence ahead of a huge conference series against Alabama this upcoming weekend. This series with the Crimson Tide will begin on Thursday night at 6:30 and will be televised on ESPNU. And for the Ole Miss men's golf team, it is tournament week for them as they will compete in the SEC Championship starting tomorrow. The ranked number 5 Rebs are going to St. Simons Island, Georgia, where they will compete against all 14 teams in the SEC Conference from this Wednesday to Sunday. The top 8 teams will then move on forward to the match play bracket, which will be on Saturday and Sunday. Michael Lasasso is definitely one to watch this tournament as he is leading the team and conference with a stroke average of 69.2. You can follow all the latest updates on the tournament on X at Ole Miss M Golf. And taking things to the field, the Ole Miss softball team is back at home for the last time this season, playing a midweek matchup right now against Southern Miss. Rebs are looking to bounce back after a tough weekend on the road, but junior Lexi Brady has been keeping things hot for the team though, as she had 12 home runs last week, the 5th most in the SEC. She is now only 3 shy of the Ole Miss single-season program record. And if you're not at the game right now but are wanting to know how they're doing, you can check on X at Ole Miss Softball. And the first round of the NBA playoffs are underway, and there have been some exciting wins for some teams. Let's take a look at what teams have secured their first wins. The OKC Thunder got their first win of the series against the New Orleans Pelicans with a last-minute layup by MVP contender Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Boston Celtics looked very dominant in their first game with the Miami Heat, where Jason Tatum secured his first career triple-double with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. And last night, the Nuggets secured their second win of the series with the LA Lakers, where Jamal Murray hit a buzzer-beater shot to take 2 wins for themselves back to Los Angeles. First round games continue all this week and will be televised on NBA TV and TNT. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. But do not go anywhere, because a special lady is celebrating a long-awaited birthday. And can you imagine traveling the world at just 18 years old? Stay tuned for more. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
One woman in Wisconsin is celebrating the Roaring 20s for her second time. Catherine Siebert was born in 1919 and she just had a birthday.
That makes her, get this, 105 years old. The woman they call Special K says everyone else looks young to her.
I just love to see all of you. It just looked like babies and boys and girls and all the lovely people. My goodness.
And her niece wants to make sure to mention that she thinks not as many people can stay as active as her aunt. Well, I have to say, my grandmother lived to 103 and she was that active.
Wow.
So congrats to her, but I think it's so amazing.
You know, age is just a mindset, you know, as long as you still feel young and still enjoy the things you're doing, keep going, you know?
Exactly. Well, speaking of young, an 18-year-old from Massachusetts is working towards an ambitious goal, flying solo across all 7 continents.
If successful, he'd be the youngest person to ever do it.
But this pilot wants to complete this journey for more than just the accolades. Joanna Boris reports.
This plane has been heavily modified for the trip around the world.
18-year-old Ethan Guo is striving to become the youngest person to fly solo around the world, touching down on all 7 continents.
Your vertical speed, your heading. This is one of your GPS positions.
And this dream is fueled by his even bigger heart. He aims to raise $1 million for St. Jude Children's Hospital for cancer research.
A couple years back, my cousin, who was 18 at the time, he was diagnosed with stage 4. He was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Guo was raised in Milton, Massachusetts, and says he's been planning this journey since he was 13 years old. And now that it's backed by a cause, he says he feels more determined than ever. But he's faced some hurdles. He says he attempted the flight 6 months ago, but encountered engine failure at 12,000 feet.
The plane ended up being down for 3 to 4 months.
He says now that his plane has a new engine and nicer weather is moving in, he's ready to tackle this task again and again until he's successful, encouraging anyone with a dream to chase it.
At the end of the day, it's okay to be delusional, it's okay to set big goals, and it's okay to dream big. But when you dream big and when you set big goals, you have to be willing to sacrifice to accomplish what you want.
Well, I would love to travel the world, but I'm terrified of airplanes.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, there goes the NewsWatch Travel Abroad program.
Really?
I was going to say, we were about to get that grant to go to Paris.
I'll take a boat. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll meet you there.
See you in a couple of weeks then.
Yes.
Well, you know, we'll have some reservations lined up. We wouldn't want you to miss out.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
You have to get over that fear, though. Flying is not that bad, I promise you.
Oh, I flew.
Oh.
I just don't.
She doesn't enjoy it. She's been there, just doesn't like it. Oh, well, I hope he has clear skies for his travels. And I know here in Oxford, we have clear skies currently. If we take a look at our 5-day forecasts, we are in clear skies right now, but over the next 48 hours, it looks like we will have some clouds heading our way, leading to some rain on Thursday. However, that'll clear out in time for a beautiful weekend for an absolutely fabulous double-decker.
Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Sky Sanders.
And I'm Logan Green with your latest news.
I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch.
And with Stormwatch, I'm Seth Parento.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.